women still face today, including discrimination in the workplace. Now, one type of discrimination comes in the form of gender stereotyping, which shapes our expectations about whether a man or a woman is better fit for a given job, a bias that can often have a host of employment outcomes. Now,
Jeffrey Turner worked for Mercedes for 30 years and was a sales manager at the dealership in Lafayette. Turner says his former employer used the N-word multiple times, referring to him and his customers.
You might have thought that discriminating against a woman because she's had a baby had been made illegal, but it doesn't seem to have stopped many firms doing just that.
These three footages have shown one of the most horrible situations happens at the workplace, which is discrimination. Based on the interview session, we have interviewed 3 people who have already experienced work life for at least 5 years. 3 of them have provided very useful information. We have also been told about the issues that they have faced or seen in their firm. For the first interviewee, Mr. Siu is talking about common discrimination such as skin color and disability. He also mentioned age, gender, race, and even social class could affect the outcome of hiring at workplace culture. And people could also be aware of signs of unequal pay, unfair promotions, harassment, or bias treatment based on race and gender. For the second interviewee, Mr. Fu has mentioned a few common and critical discriminations such as gender bias, racial discrimination, ageism, and LGBTQ+ discrimination. Mr. Fu has also provided some great solutions such as reporting to HR or a supervisor, escalating to labor tribunals, or the Malaysian Human Rights Commission, SUHAKAM, for people who face unfair treatment at the workplace. Lastly, the last interviewee, Mr. Chiu, is telling us racial and ethnic discrimination is the most serious issues that he has faced. He is also providing us some ways to recognize and report workplace discrimination, which are communicating with the company HR and checking the company policies for defending the workers' rights. In my opinion, any type of discrimination is not fair to anyone because regardless of a person's strengths and value, it is immoral to criticize him or her just because their gender or appearance.
Alright everyone, today we are discussing about major labor issues, child labor, wage discrimination, unsafe working conditions, lack of SOCSO, gender discrimination, and excessive working hours. Let's focusing on real solutions. Who wants to start?
Child labor.
Child labor is still a big issue in many industries like agriculture and manufacturing. I think stricter enforcement of child labor laws and more school support for poor families can help to prevent it.
True, many children work because their families are struggling. The government should provide financial aid to low-income families so kids can stay in school instead of working.
There are already laws against child labor, but enforcement is weak. More inspection and penalties for companies using child labor could help.
Wages discrimination.
Wage discrimination happens a lot, especially between men and women. Some companies pay women less from the same job.
And also, I think we need stronger laws on wage openness. If the companies have to disclose salaries, it will be easier to determine if there is discrimination occurring.
Agree, but the company also need awareness programs so that the managers and the HR teams will treat their employees equally.
Unsafe working condition. Particularly in construction and factories, safety rules are seldom followed, even proper protective gear to wear is not provided to many workers.
No social security.
Some of the companies do not register their workers under SOSCO. Just when injured, they have no social security to claim it.
That is against the law. The government should provide a hotline to which workers can report companies that do not cover SOSO.
Unions can help too. If workers join together, they can demand their rights.
Gender discrimination.
There are still so many issues like gender discrimination. And nowadays, many women are facing discrimination in hiring, promotion, and even workplace treatment. And some companies think that men are better for leadership roles.
We need stricter laws and more female representation in management to fight this.
And we should raise awareness among men and women regarding workplace equality so that everybody knows their rights.
Excessive working hours.
Some workers are forced to work overtime without proper pay. This affects their health and family life.
Also, workers should be educated about their rights so they know when they are being exploited.
Conclusion.
Those are all brilliant ideas. Pushing for stricter laws, better enforcement, and more awareness amongst workers will help to solve some of these labor issues. Let's raise awareness and get people fighting for their rights.
Analysis part.
According to the situation just now, 9 students were discussing the issues that workers might be facing and providing solutions. Those situations that have been mentioned just now are just the tip of the iceberg. Even though there are a bunch of laws to control such inhuman behaviors, in the face of bribery and cover-up, those charges were forced to be dropped with the provided unethical practices. Based on the research, we found that in 2024, 62% of the world's 195 countries were rated an F on a scale of 0 to 59 for human rights issues, which is terrible. Only 18% of the countries earn an A and a B scale between 80 to 100.
We have also prepared some short cartoons to help you identify some of the more common human exploitation incidents. This allows everyone to avoid human exploitation and defend their rights. Thanks for watching the video.